Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we are talking about what has been up with WPL's recent releases. So what do I mean by this? I've noticed two things. This is from personal experience and this is from basically just browsing Facebook. So you can see we've got a lineup of some of my WPLs. So from left to right, we've got the brand new D14, which has literally just been released. We've got the C7IV, we've got the C41-1, C34 and C14. So you also may notice this is also in age order, but in the opposite direction. This C14 happened to be my very first original WPL. I've made a whole video on it. You can go watch it here. So, what I've noticed is, out of these 5, 2 of them were kits. And you're thinking, alright, yeah, WPL makes kits. But it seems to be, round about here, you do not get any of these as an option as a kit. Bear in mind, I know that has just been released. But that's been out for almost, I want to say almost a year. This is, again, a newish release as well, but it kind of falls in the category that it came out as an RTR. When all of these, the B14s, B24s, all them, came out as an RTR and a kit. So it appears WPL has actually stopped producing kits, which has kind of led on, if you're on any of their social media groups, or not even just the ones affiliated to WPL, I mean like the ones where random people have just made WPL related or NM related groups, you'll find a lot of people buy the new ones and wonder where certain parts have fallen off from, how to fix certain things and so on like that, which you gain the knowledge by building it as a kit. If you've built it from the ground up, you end up knowing the model inside and out. So I'm kind of feeling like they're losing out on that. Bear in mind, yeah, I know you look at these two, I've stripped them apart, rebuilt them and customised them. But still, I love to see more kits from WPL. Second thing, which kind of rolls into the kits, which I personally mentioned in the video of this, but not these two, has been the recent gearbox. So, the recent gearbox, we've got one here. This came, I want to say, this came originally on the C54, was when it was first released. And we originally noticed when it first came out, it struggled. It struggled quite a bit. So, in the past, when the community has said something to WPL, they have improved it. And what I mean by this is, if you take the C14, originally when that came out, sadly I do not have all of them anymore, but the original gearbox for it, so the RTR came with originally a 180 motor. Fair enough. But if you bought the kit, going back onto our previous topic, you get a bigger 180 motor. Then further down the line, WPL actually improved the gearbox, I think at least twice. I'm pretty sure this may be like one of the final generation ones when they've put slits, because it used to be just press fit drive shafts. But there was at least 3 different iterations of these, and they were all standardized by a different color. So like I said, I think this beigey off-colored white was the last iteration, but what they did was actually improve the gear ratios, because a lot of people said, oh, the low end would stall out. So they improved it and improved it, got it better. But this one had one improvement. That was when it was in the C7III. The only improvement was a bigger motor, which made a hell of a difference. But they've now continuously released it in the Land Cruiser, the Hilux, and worst of all, they released it with the little 270 motor in the B36-1, which is a cargo transporter. And like I said in my original review video of it, it struggled. It lacked the ability to actually pull the trailer over a slight bump, slight ground, or like a slight trail, what you would use these for. Which baffles me. Like the fact that they could upgrade the gear ratio in it, make it better and work better with the smaller motor, or like they've proven with the Jimny, straight out just upgrade it straight away. And they wonder why people complain that like it don't crawl very well anymore, when literally people have been telling them it's the motors. And the worst bit is, this is not their first twin rotation gearbox. That was. And that was an absolute beast. But guess what? Discontinued. This is my C34. I want to say C34, I can't remember with the WPL combos. But this came stock in the kit version. So let me tip it upside down. Bear in mind, yes, I've modified mine with a different motor because the original one burnt out, and brought it up to a bit more trailing speed. But this was an absolute beast of a setup for crawling. So low ground clearance, no torque twist, all of that good stuff. But they just straight up have decided, for some strange reason, in their new builds, speed is something they've seemed to be chasing. So, don't get me wrong, I like a trail rig, but I wouldn't class any of these as a trail truck, apart from the chimney. Yeah, that's 1/10. As soon as you put a 2-speed gearbox in it, absolutely perfect trail truck. You've got a nice control between first gear for low off-road crawling, and then you've got the speed of second gear to match around about walking pace. But they've seemed to just trying to speed stuff up. Like, that doesn't need to be as fast as it is. You could really do with more low-end torque than the speed in that. Bear in mind, yes, mine now looks like a monster truck. That is just because it's fast when it really shouldn't be. And then that brings me to the new release, the D14. So bearing in mind we have the D12 already, which has been out for a good few years. The D12, when it first came out, it was kind of lacking speed for their first on-road, which they never really, I don't think they've really ever solved the gear ratio. Don't quote me on that one, because it may be, they may have solved the gear ratio in the later Daihatsu series. The D14, the first 4-wheel drive one, and like when I done the original review of this, I said, "Oh, great! Finally, 4-wheel drive one." This seems to be the fucking fastest one they've ever built. And you're like, when you think, to me, when you think 4-wheel drive, you think off-road. You think being able to actually trail it and so on, similar to what you can do with the chimney. But no, it's been struck by the same issues as these two, or as this when it was first released. Small motor and the wrong gearing. Like I said, the gearing is right if you wanted to do a speed build. They've already built multiple rear-wheel drive ones, which seem to be alright for speed. But then again, this may all just be my personal preference on what I want to see from WPL. But I would like to see options again. The options which the kits brought. The options to, instead of having a 4-wheel drive D12, instead of having it built for speed and drifting, purchase one which is slower with a higher torque output and trail it. And that is really just my opinion, and maybe a few other people I've talked to's opinion. But what do I know? I'm just a guy who makes RC videos in his bedroom for YouTube. So, please like, comment, subscribe, comment down, let me know what do you think of the new WPL releases. Well, how do you feel about them phasing out kit builds, it appears? And, well, have a nice day. I'll see you.